Stephanie, y'all are rolling on in here. Y'all are rolling on in here. Hey, Michelle Mars, blessings to you. How y'all doing today? What type of Friday have you had? What type of Friday have you had? Has it been a good one? Okay, Stephanie, busy. I pray busy means productive. Yeah. It's been all right, Stephanie. It's been interesting. It's been very, very interesting. Yes, it has been. It's tight, but it's right. Come on. It's tight, but it is right. It's tight, but it's right. Anybody ever heard that? It's tight, but it's right. Come on. It's tight, but it's right. Stephanie, it's tight, but it's right. It just simply means, yeah, it's tough, but it's right. Come on. It's right. It's tight, but it's right, Michelle. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's tight, but it's right. Means it may be a little bit rough, but it's exactly what it needs to be. Yes, it is. It's exactly what it needs to be. Your process, your journey is exactly what it needs to be. I had a moment today, had several moments, where today has just honestly been a very emotional day. It's been one of those days, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like this, where you kind of just feel like you are at the end of your ropes. Anybody ever felt that way? Just kind of felt like I was at the end of my ropes. And even though I've been seeing God move, my mind has still been geared of just one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. It's literally been back to 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 back. I don't know if anybody's ever been there, where even though you see God coming through, it's just as quickly as he comes through, something else pops up. Then God comes through again, then 2 or 3 more things pop up. So after the last broadcast, I decided that I was just going to kind of rest today because I don't want to be out in that cold. And my apartment complex calls me. Give me one if you guys are following along. They call me and, she's talking about the rental assistance and how I don't have to pay. And then she's like, oh, do you have pets? Because there's been a complaint about dogs. And I'm like, at this point, if you're asking me, you already know. So let me just be honest. Yes. And so then she begins to talk about, we're going to need a deposit and all of this. And I'm just like, I've been here 3 years. What are the odds? But, I said, well, you could just take it out of the rental assistance. That works. And I felt so numb after that because it's like, Lord, can I just get a break? And started to feel a little bit anxious. And it's like in that moment, the Lord began to just move me. And he said, listen, finish your taxes. That's what you can do. File your taxes. And I'm thinking, like, God, you want me to file these taxes, but TurboTax charges, come to find out, no fee on TurboTax, $0. And as I was just sitting here before I was kind of just preparing my mind to get my home workout in, I heard the Lord say, it's tight, but it's right. It hurts, but it's exactly where you need to be. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable where you are. It's uncomfortable. It's painful a little bit. But for where I'm taking you, it is exactly what I need it to be. And I believe that for so many people this week, the last week, it's been a little bit tumultuous. It's been a little bit hard for so many people. And what the Lord is saying is, I know it's tough. I know it feels excruciating. I know you feel like you're not going to make it, but the crushing is necessary. The crushing is necessary. It's necessary. The discomfort is necessary. I need somebody to type that in. It's necessary. It's not supposed to be easy. The process is designed for us to grow, for us to elevate, for us to make continual progress in life. And I don't know who needed to hear that, but it's tight, but it's right. Just when you feel like you're not going to make it, how often do we forget that we serve a God that always, and I do mean always, provides a ram in the bush? He always does. And I'm going to say this. You may not be feeling this way today, which is what people have been seeing over the years. But if you're here, there's a reason why God has you here. So glean from this moment. Hey, Pastor Ron. Glean from this moment. The Lord said, tell them it's tight, but it's right. It's hard, but it's necessary. The crushing is necessary. The discomfort is necessary. Because it's your preparation. And it's like when God told me that, it's kind of like I let out just a sound of relief. Because God knows, like, Lord, it's like you come through in one area and then it's like boom, boom, boom. Different things are just popping up. And I was getting to the point where I was just numb. I don't know if y'all have ever been there, where you're taking so many hits and it just almost feels like it gets to a certain point where you just stop caring. This was me talking to the lady at the apartment complex. Like, right when I'm getting ready to leave, somebody is complaining about my dogs. And I'm confused because I'm like, my dogs don't bark. They may run a little bit, but it's nothing any more than what they've done. All I could do was just be nonchalant about it. That's all I could do. And before I could just feel like I wanted to give up, the Lord said, it's tight, but it's right. And even now, like, he's reminding me of like my wilderness. What a tough season. What a crushing season it was. Pressure on every single side. And he asked me, he said, did that crushing not lead you to a beautiful new place, a beautiful new season? And it's like sometimes we forget that those painful moments oftentimes precede new beginnings, new seasons, next level type of blessings. And so the Lord wanted me to just get on here to share that. It's tight, but it's right. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be comforting. It's not supposed to be comfortable. The pressure is needed. The pressure is needed. It's needed. And contrary to how our emotions, have us feeling, the pressure is not meant to break us. It's not meant to break us. I was feeling like, God, I feel like all of these things are just breaking me down. I can't even recover. And his response was, it's tight, but it's right. And so he wanted me to share that with those of you guys that are here, whether you're catching this thing live or on the replay. Your process is exactly what it needs to be. It's exactly what it needs to be. The painful moments of it, the moments that tempt you to stress out and worry, it's exactly what it needs to be. And that's the broadcast. That's it. I pray that this encourages someone. I pray that today's struggle for me, that it provides insight, that it provides strength to those of you guys that may be going through it now, that you may find yourself in this position tomorrow, the next week. I pray that my life is not in vain, because God knows these revelations, they cost. They cost. They don't come easy. Some people think it comes easy. They do not come easy. And so that's it. To those that want to sow, you can. You let God lead you, whether you're sowing a seed of honor or whether you're just sowing into this word. Have nothing more, nothing less to say. This is what God wanted. And so the links to sow are, as you guys know, PayPal or the Cash App. I have not went to get gas yet. I did pay insurance, y'all. I just have not left home today. I have not left home. And I guess the second part of the revelation that God gave me is that you'll know when to move on what you feel you need to get done. I don't know who that's for. I've been asking God since last month about my taxes, because I know Lord, when it's time, I'm getting up out of here. And I know I need to have my taxes done. That is a prerequisite. And I've been asking God, and he had been quiet. And it's literally in that moment where I was just feeling so overwhelmed, he had me move on it. And that's all the people that feel like you're going to miss out, or you feel like you got to rush ahead of God. His timing is the best. And it worked out beautifully. I owe nothing. I owe nothing to the government. I owe nothing. He worked it out. And I had to pay nothing for it. And so that's it, man. His timing is perfect. If you need prayer for anything, if you have a testimony, not prayer, if you have a testimony, because this is still the year of testimonies. This is still a season of testimonies. But if you have any, you can send it to prayer.thoughtsbyt@gmail.com. And so that's it. I love you guys. Just wait on God is what I would tell you, Stephanie. Focus on what he has you doing. Even if you feel like your taxes are more important, there's no rush. That's something that God has been telling me all year. You don't have to rush for what I want for you. You do not have to rush. And a lot of times we rush because we on our own time frame. We rush because we want to get there quick. We feel like if we don't act now, that we'll miss it. And honestly, that's the greatest advice I could give anyone, because when you do it out of God's timing, it won't work. The favor won't be there. The grace won't be there. The door won't open. And that's one thing that God has taught me. He knows what we need more than we do. And he knows when we need to get it done. And so the biggest thing is just surrendering to what he wants you to do right now, and trusting that when it's time, he'll lead you to do whatever else needs to be done. And that was really what I did today. It was time. It was time, and the favor was there. It didn't take me long at all. It was exactly what I needed. And so I think that in itself is a word for somebody on here other than you, Stephanie. Wait on God's timing. Even with the rental assistance, it was God's timing. It was God's timing. It was just his timing. And even though I might not know how he's going to bring me into my next season, I don't have to. But it's just, I get a glimpse of why the timing gives the way that it is. And so I pray that God brings you guys that same understanding as you move on what he has for you in this season. And so that is it. Again, the testimonies can go to prayer.thoughtsbyt@gmail.com. If you feel led to sow, you can. Probably tomorrow morning I'll be getting gas and filling my tank up, and that's it, y'all. That is it. And so until next time, you guys. Listen, brother, I'm going to try my best. I'm praying that it's a little bit warmer tomorrow. I'm praying. It is freezing. It's a bitter type of cold. It's that type of cold where if your car don't have a remote start, you just want to crank it up, lock the doors, and just let it run for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to try to, brother. God knows. I need some fellowship. I do. I need some good fellowship. I thank you for all that you've sown, even your prayers, Pastor Ron. I'm so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. And so that's it, y'all. I'm going to try to get me a workout in and wind down and give Capone a bath. I don't know how he keeps getting dirty, but he does. He keeps getting dirty. I love y'all too. He just keep getting dirty. I listen, I looked at his dog cage today and I'm like, what did you do in here? Why is it wet? Why is it stinky? Had to watch, listen. I just had to wash his dog bed, and I'm like, you're gonna be mad, but you getting in that tub. Listen, he's getting in that tub. He's nothing but a spoiled baby, y'all. That's it. That is it. And so I thank you guys for even those of you guys that have been tuning in to the broadcast today, those of you guys that have been in prayer, even outside of the things that, you know, I tell you guys that I have a goal for or a need for. But I thank you guys that actually take time to just lift my name up in prayer. You know, whether it's randomly or Holy Spirit led, I'm appreciative. For those of you guys that sow as well, that's it. Love y'all, rooting for you. And so until next time, y'all. Peace.